Ready to add a touch of paradise to your wedding? Join me as I show you how to create stunning tropical wedding place cards using Cricut. Let's open up Cricut Design Space. First, go over to Images, type Monstera. Then select the free option and scroll over to this tropical leaf. Here is the number for the SVG. Then select the image and click Add to Canvas. Zooming in 200% will make it easier to see all the details as you work on your project. Then go over to Contour and select Hide All Contours. Then you're going to rotate your SVG 285 degrees. I started by using the grid lines to align everything as accurately as possible. I tried resizing this SVG to create a skinnier leaf, but in its current state, it makes the leaf uneven. Here's a handy hack to realign your SVG to the new rotation angle, which will reset it to 0. Duplicate the SVG and then select both layers, go over to the Align button and select Center. Then with both layers highlighted, go over to Combine and select Weld. This way, you can resize it more proportionately and keep everything looking great. My design called for 2.5 inches in length and 1.75 inches in height. Then change your color to green. Next, we'll create a small hole for the seating card to rest on a shot glass. You're going to go over to Shapes, select Circle, and resize it to 0.16. Then, in order for the leaf to hang beautifully with the name visible, I'm going to eye up the circle here, select both layers, go over to the Slice button, and click Slice. Then delete your excess. You can hold Shift to select multiple layers at a time. Then, let's add score lines to mimic the natural creases of a leaf for a truly organic look. Go over to Shapes, select Line, rotate it to 90 degrees, resize it to 1.95. I visually centered the line on the leaf. When I used the Align and Center tool, it was just a tiny bit off for my liking. Then select both layers and click Attach. Then select just the line. Click Duplicate and resize it to 0.71. Rotate it 42 degrees, then duplicate it. Go over to the Flip button and flip vertical, and then select both layers, click Align and Align Left. Next, position the score line on the leaf wherever you like. Once you're happy with the placement, you can click and drag the layer to attach it to the group. Select one angled line and duplicate it. Resize it to 0.48. Rotate it 66 degrees. Then duplicate it again. Go over to Flip and flip it vertically. Position the lines onto the leaf. Then select both layers, click Align button and Align Left. Then drag the layers to the attached group. Now it's time to add the wedding guest's name. Go over to the Text button. Because I was so zoomed in, I had to zoom back out to find the text box. Then simply drag your text box up to your project and zoom back in for a closer look. With the text box selected, head over to the font section. I had previously purchased the Alyssa Stencil Script font, but there are also other free options available. Then go over to Style and select Writing. For this example, I'm just going to type my channel name. Then go over to Operation and select the color box. Change it to Marker 1mm. Resize your font and place it centered on the leaf. then duplicate, and select the color box again. Select gel 1mm and the yellow color. I noticed that I did not select the color for the black layer, so I had to go back to change it. Now align the two names together, making sure the yellow layer is on top. If not, adjust it in the layers bar by drag the yellow layer above the black one. I know it may seem odd to have both these fonts the same size and stacked on top of each other, but trust me, I have a fun Cricut hack coming up. With both layers selected, go over to the Align button and click Center. Position the name onto the leaf. With both name layers selected, click Attach. I suggest labeling it with the guest's name to keep everything organized. Then simply drag it into the main attached group. Once that's done with the main group selected, click Duplicate. I recommend keeping one as the template. Then duplicate it for as many guests as you are expecting to attend. Let's quickly personalize the leaf. Click on the name and enter your guest's name. Then click on the other name layer and type in the name. Now you can position it on the leaf wherever it would be aesthetically pleasing. When I had two guests with the same first name, I added the first letter of their last name to differentiate them. To edit the bottom layer, hide the top layer first so you can select it. To edit it, next unhide the top layer. Then select the attached name to the group to reposition it on the leaf. Next, let's cut out the wedding guest's name. One tip is to group them together in a specific way to fill up the paper and minimize scrap. Don't forget to hide the rectangle layers before clicking Make It. If everything looks good, select Continue. For this project, I recommend using the medium weight 80-pound cardstock. Then follow the Cricut instructions for the order to load the tools needed. Place your cardstock on a standard grip mat. Then use a brayer or a scraper to make sure it's nicely adhered. Load it into the Cricut machine with your scoring wheel and Sharpie, using the marker adapter. Then sit back and watch the Cricut work its magic. Now load the gold gel pen, adapter, and fine point blade. Here's the Cricut hack. Since the Sharpie is thicker than the gel pen, it creates a black outline to make the gold names pop against the green leaf. Weeding this project is a breeze. I also found the mats help handy for folding the leaves in half and easily pulling them off the mat. I am so thrilled with the result. They look even better in person than what the camera could capture. It's been so incredible to craft DIY touches for my wedding. Adding these personal handmade elements has truly made the experience more magical and meaningful. I love that I get to share a piece of my heart with my husband and all our guests.